Hey, shalom, shalom. This is going to be a quick little video. It's your brother Abba Yabba from the DC Church coming at you, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shema Shah, Bashim Kadash. Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Bashim meaning in the name we call many Spirit, Kadash meaning holy. These are the names and the powers that I come to in order to profess the 100% truth and Lord's will, seal the elect's faith. Shani Kabaga, Wella Rakaza, Queen Naba Aith, meaning double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS. In these times whom the Heavenly Father had enlisted the 100% truth to, and Shalom wa Barakum Labakan Shayasha Allah. Peace and blessings be upon the elect of the nation of Israel, and to the men out there that's pushing this word and sincerity and the truth. To you I say Shalom wa Barakum my thumb. Peace and blessings be upon you. Now without further ado, this is going to be like a quick lunch break lesson. And I wanted to make a quick point on the do's and the don'ts and the haves and the have-nots. And just make the point that, you know, the Heavenly Father does judge you on the things that you do and the things that you don't do, you know. And I kind of alluded to this point when in the video that I previously made, where basically I said, you know, a lot of times, you know, we'll get caught up on the things that we do, but, you know, you can't not get caught up on the things that you don't do, because the things that you don't do are actually sometimes more important than the things that you actually do. Because if you, in every which way, the scriptures tell us to abstain from youthful lust, you know, it tells us that our spirit is willing, you know, our spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So being able to abstain from the weaknesses of the flesh and being able to overcome that is more powerful. I ain't gonna say more powerful, but just equally as powerful as the things that you're able to perform within within righteousness. So performing righteousness is abstination. And abstination is one of the absolute most important aspects of Yahweh Shema Shah Bashim Kadash truth. Because where Yahweh Shah is being abstained, well, I'd use a better term. Yahweh Shai, when he was on the scene, he abstained from indulging in anything that would taint his purity. And thus that made him righteous. Thus that made him the perfect sacrifice. Thus that made him exactly what we need in this time in order for us to have something to look forward to and someone to be an example for us to model and shape ourselves after. That's why when you go to 1 Peter, the 4th chapter, it talks about how, you know, we have to basically put on Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, put on Hamashiach and deal with the same level of sufferings that he went through. Obviously, it's not the same because Yahweh Shai had bore the biggest burden that any man could ever bear for his people. Furthermore, no man was ever shaped like him, although he was fashioned in the same shape, the same way of a man. You know, he's better than us, though. But the fact of the matter is that when Yahweh Shah was here, he showed us truly what abstination is. All right? And we have to model and shape ourselves after the same mind, all right, the same fashion, the same thoughts, the same patterns in which Yahweh Shah HaMashiach indulged himself in. All right? Because at the end, you see how, I believe it's in the book of Philippians, how that all knees shall bow, all tongues shall confess. You know, things in heaven, things in earth, and things under the earth. And that practically is everything in its entirety in this realm. All right? Because it's talking about, when it says heavens, it's talking about the Shemayim, and it's talking about, all right, because there's levels to the Shemayim. Talking about the skies, the universes, and the actual Salakia. We'll get this over real quick. We'll walk over this. You fine, man. Sorry about that. And it's talking about an actual heaven. All right? Because everybody gives obeisance to Yahweh Shai. All right? Under the authority of Yahweh. Okay? He's parted all that glory to his son for the sacrifices which his son made. for the sacrifices which his son has made, all right, which has allowed him to tap into infinite glory. Sooner than later, because of the decisions that we make today, we'll be able to also tap into that glory too. And that's essentially what this whole fight is for. All right, because the glory that we're going to tap into by way of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach is going to cure every single last problem we've ever faced in our whole entire soul's existence. All right, whether it was in this flesh or another flesh or the flesh before that, it don't matter. Every single last issue that we can think of that has ever been procured since the conception of mankind itself is going to be cured by way of one man making one sacrifice. And that's why the book of Romans, the 5th chapter, is super important, because it shows you how one selfless decision of either doing or not doing can literally change a universe. And I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. One selfless decision, it could mind the matter, or could bind the matter of whether an individual lives or an individual dies, or a generation lives or a generation dies. But the fact of the matter is that the Heavenly Father has it allotted, and we are a part of that number, for the elect to make those decisions. All right.